first speaker tonight is Kari DeMarco, and she's doing her icebreaker speech. The title is Time to Meet Kari. It's 4 to 6 minutes, and help me welcome Kari.
I'm Kari DeMarco, and it is time to do my icebreaker, and I'm glad that this topic is myself, since I know it so well and like it so well. You can imagine I'm feeling equal parts dread and equal parts fun at this moment, so thank you for allowing me to try my icebreaker. I thought a clock would be a handy gig, and it would be nice notes for me. At 1 o'clock, I could say at the beginning of my life, I grew up in Spokane, Washington. I had a dad who was a veterinarian, a mom who was a teacher, a horrible older brother, and a darling younger brother. 5 of us kind of lived out in the country. And as you'll see, my life has somewhat circled around to that horrible part. And I grew out in the country and was pretty much a tomboy. Secondly, I'd let you know that I grew up skiing. My parents, my dad started with 2 other men 49 degrees north. I got to see that, I don't know if you ski, if you know that place, but I got to see them lay the foundation, and we skied every weekend, and my parents thought, how are we going to not go broke with this dumb ski resort? And we built a cabin, and we had friends, and it was a total part of my life in a lot of positive ways when I was growing up. Expo 74 came to Spokane, and my parents had a booth there for the ski resort, and also we started a riding stable. And I went trudging around there almost all the time, just free as kids were at the time. We didn't worry about being kidnapped. And I came across the Australia booth, and I fell in love with the weird creatures and their weird accents, and eventually saved enough money, and I was an exchange student to Australia when I was a junior in high school, and that was very impactful, lots of fun. They made me give speeches all the time. So when you do a show, we get up there and talk, so I was not prepared, and I'm still working on that. Just to give you some kind of bragging insights, I was a good student. I was very, not so positive insight, I was very ugly. I was 90 pounds and this tall with braces and glasses for junior high and high school. But I was a good student. I thought, well, at least I can do that. I graduated with good grades, and I was a nice girl, but I was pretty funny. I loved theater, and I didn't mind being a ham. I got voted the biggest ham and the friendliest when we graduated, and gave the graduation speech, but I could read it, and that's my preferred mode. I went to University of Idaho. I got a degree in communications, because I like to communicate. That seemed easy enough for me. And I got a double major in public relations and advertising with a business minor. My idea was I wanted to do marketing or manage a ski resort, because I love skiing and that whole environment so much. But my last year, I was like, I don't really think I want to do that. I did an internship at an advertising agency in Spokane, and everyone, well, not everyone, half the agency got laid off when Old National Bank merged with another bank. And so for no fault of their own, they all lost their jobs, and I watched them cry and move out, and I thought, I need something more stable in my career. So about that time I graduated and married my husband, Andy. He was in criminal justice at Eastern, and I was graduating about the same time, and we got married. And I decided I don't want to do anything with advertising, so I went back to school and became a teacher. I studied to be an English teacher. I worked at Excelsior Youth Center in Spokane with challenged youth. Usually foster kids that were too hard to keep in the foster system, and they went there, and I worked there at night and studied while they were asleep, because I was staying all night. So that was a good job for getting my master's degree in teaching. And my husband was in criminal justice. He ran the youth and adult, juvenile, and drug court and things like that. We did that for 10 years. And we had 2 beautiful kids. My oldest is Michael Ann. She's now 20, goes to WSU. She's just like me, but better is what I say. She's everything times 10. And my son Will is going to be a senior at Wenatchee High School this year. He's not like anyone that we know. He's extremely hyperactive, and very, very smart in the word area, not so much anywhere else. He's a wonderful kid, but not the best grades we've ever seen in our lives. Eventually, my husband decided that there was too much hatred for your drug and alcohol counselor, and he wasn't enjoying it as much, especially when my life was threatened. So he went on to WSU and graduated. We moved to Pullman, and he graduated with a degree as a veterinarian. And we moved to Wenatchee, and we've lived here 10 years, and he loves being a veterinarian. I call him Snow White, because all the animals and children love him. I got a job here teaching in the gifted program, elementary gifted kids. Love it, it's the best thing ever. And now I'm the coordinator of the gifted program, so the sad part is I don't get to teach children anymore so much. You know, when I raised to my level of incompetence, the Peter principal, I sit at a desk. In 2007, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. That was a surprise. I was only 41 at the time. Lost all my hair, did the whole chemo, radiation, and everything. Lived to tell about it, came out stronger. Learned to appreciate every single day, and I'm working on my bucket list. In 2008, we took 2 foster kids. I decided we'd go into foster care. Took 2 foster kids and had them for 2 years. Had some heartbreak when they had to leave us. That was very, very devastating. But you've all now seen, most all of you have seen Jackie, who's our little girl that we just got to adopt in May. We're very happy, and that's what our life is. So thank you very much.